Hi, so I haven't showered since yesterday, so if those of you who saw me yesterday realize that I'm wearing the same shirt, that's why. First day of summer break, I'm going to shower on my own terms. AKA, I'm gonna shower later. I just woke up. Hello! Okay, so basically I saw Boy in a Band's new video where he took a UK citizenship test, and I'm like, bro, wait, I need to do that, right? I'm like, how about I take a citizenship test? But obviously not for the UK, because I don't live in the UK, you know? I'm American. Also, he had got a text. But he had a UK flag, like, he had an English flag with him. I don't own an American flag. So already that's not winning, but I do have something that I can wave. Stuck. I think this one's a little bit more important. Anyway, so yeah, I have the test loaded up and I'm looking at the first question and I'm like, oh bro, I know that one. Yeah. Oh, nice. Yeah, I don't exactly know the qualifications, but like, I don't know. I'm gonna see if this test, it's 100 questions, and I'm gonna see if I qualify to be an American citizen. Let's get started. Okay, so this first question is, the idea of self-government is in the first 3 words of the Constitution. What are these words? We the people, Congress shall make, we the colonists, or we the British. I'm thinking it's we the British. Yeah, so, yeah, next question. Alright, so my score, it tells me my score in the top corner. So far it's 1-0. Okay, what is the name of the national anthem? America the Beautiful, Star-Spangled Banner, My Country 'Tis of Thee, or God Bless the USA. So I sang all of these in first grade chorus. And let me just say, American patriotic songs are like something else. They're weird. But, alas, it is the Star-Spangled Banner. Next question. So far, I've got perfect streak of 2-0. Who was the president during World War I? I'm pretty sure it has Franklin Roosevelt, Theodore Roosevelt, Woodrow Wilson, or Warren Harding. I don't know who Warren Harding is. I think it's Franklin Roosevelt. Okay. It was not. It was Woodrow Wilson. What is freedom of religion? What do you mean, what is freedom of religion? That one's just in the name. Okay, choices are A, no one can practice a religion. B, you can't choose the time you practice your religion. C, you must choose a religion. Or D, you can practice any religion or not practice a religion. Religion is fake. No, I'm kidding. If you are religious, then so be it. Happy for you, man. What does the Constitution do? Does it protect basic rights of Americans, define the government, set up the government? That means the same thing. Or all of these answers. I'm going to say all of these answers. Yeah. Protect and define the... no, set up the government and define the government are literally the same thing, and you can't tell me otherwise. What territory did the United States buy from France in 1803? I know this one. The choices are Alaska, Quebec, the Louisiana Territory, or Hawaii. See, the Louisiana Purchase is something that we learned about last year in 8th grade social studies, and that was funny. Like, that was just funny. There's no way around it. Mrs. Cummings was like, oh, they were offered this giant chunk of land, and I'm like, she's like, who has change in their pockets? Vanessa pulls out $5. You could buy a small farm! Yeah, so the Louisiana Territory Let's get it. Forgot a question. Name one state that borders Mexico. Florida, Arkansas, California, or Alabama. I used to be able to know where all 50 states were, but I don't know now. I'm pretty sure it's Arkansas, because that one's, like, that way. So oh, wait, but California also borders Mexico. It was California. I'm right. Okay. So right now I'm 6-1. So technically, I still qualify to be an American citizen. Who is the Chief Justice of the United States now? One of the choices is Barack Obama. You said, what's the question again, bruh? I don't know what question you commented that for. Okay, well, I can immediately eliminate Barack Obama and Joe Biden. I'm gonna go John G. Roberts Jr. because I've heard that name before. Yeah! America! Okay, so technically, you were only asked 10 questions on the actual test. So when an immigrant goes into office, they are only asked 10 questions. And if you get 6 right, you pass, right? My win-loss ratio is 7-1 currently, so I would pass. I actually am qualified to be a U.S. citizen. Fuck yeah. What is one promise you make when you become a United States citizen? You promise to never travel outside the U.S., disobey the laws of the United States, not defend the Constitution and laws of the United States, or give up loyalty to other countries. Huh? All of those choices kind of suck. I'm gonna say give up loyalty to other countries, because you'd have to be loyal to the U.S. Yeah, I'm correct. Okay. Who makes federal laws? The president, the states, the Supreme Court, or Congress? Okay. Name one state that borders Canada. Okay, that's an easy one. So the choices here are Rhode Island, Maine, South Dakota, and Oregon. So now we look at our map. In Rhode Island, here's the United States, right? Here's the top, here's like Maine. Rhode Island is like here. Top is here. North Dakota is like here, like right on Canada. And then South Dakota is down here. So like, it can't be South Dakota. Oregon is below Washington on the other side. Maine is up here, like right on the edge of Canada. And those are all the choices. Like, really, all you need to do is look at the map. Because I was like, oh, it's South Dakota because South Dakota is, like, right near Canada and Maine is too far away. But then I realized Canada stretches and South Dakota is under North Dakota. What group of people were taken to America and sold as slaves? Canadians, English, Africans, and Dutch. Yes, because in order to become an American citizen, you need to know what specific minority we captured and sold into slavery. What was one important thing that Abraham Lincoln did? He ended slavery. Okay, he declared war on Great Britain, saved or preserved the Union, established the United Nations, or purchased Alaska. I have no idea. I don't know. Because I know Lincoln was president during the Civil War, and he ended slavery. That's what I know. Oh, save or preserve the Union, like the north side of the... Yes. I didn't do that. That wasn't me. Trust me. What are 2 rights... Oh, I get to choose 2 for this one. What are 2 rights of everyone living in the United States? Freedom of speech and freedom of religion, freedom to petition the government, and freedom to disobey traffic laws. Freedom of speech and freedom to run for president, freedom of religion, and freedom to make treaties with other countries. All of these are dumb. But it is freedom of speech and freedom of religion, because all of those other things, if every U.S. citizen had freedom to run for president, this would kind of be a madhouse. Okay, how many U.S. senators are there? It's 2 for every state, so there's got to be 100. Yeah! Name one war fought by the United States in the 1900s. So it says Civil War, War of 1812. War of 1812 fought in the 1900s. Revolutionary War or World War I. Well, that's an obvious answer. But then again, though, I'm in 9th grade. I'm in school. I'm not in 9th grade. I'm in 10th grade. But, like, I'm in school. I learned these things, right? So, I guarantee if I took this as an adult, I mean, I'd probably still get that question right because that was dumb, and all of those had to take place in, like, way back when. Like, the War of 1812, yeah, that surely took place in the 1900s. But, like, I don't know, if I took this later on in my life, I probably wouldn't be doing this well. Or maybe I would, and I would surprise myself. Who knows? Where is the Statue of Liberty? It says San Francisco Bay, Boston Harbor, New York Harbor, or Long Island. See, I know the answer to this because I live in this country. But I don't think that should be one of the deciding questions on whether you should be able to live in this country. Because if you don't live in this country, the Statue of Liberty has no meaning to you. I mean, it doesn't really have meaning to me either, but it is in New York Harbor. Under our Constitution, some powers belong to the federal government. What is one power of the federal government? To provide schooling and education, to issue driver's licenses, to provide protection, or to declare war. Imagine if individual states could declare war. That would be interesting, definitely. Because I know that, like, I definitely know that some of our states, Florida, would be making really dumb decisions and do really dumb shit. So, that would be cool. Also, like, if Florida could declare war, maybe the Spanish would end up taking Florida again, which would be kind of weird, but can you imagine in America, like, we're all together, right? Like, we're all the 48 continental states, right? I forget the actual term for them, but can you imagine if, like, one right in the middle, like Kansas or something, just got taken over by another country? So we're all just here, right? And then fucking Kansas is just in the middle, like, that's dumb. Anyway, it's to declare war. Who does a U.S. Senator represent? They should represent all the people in the state, but it says the state legislatures, all the people of the state, only the people of the state who belong to the senator's political party, or only the people in the state who voted for the senator. Pretty sure it's all people, because it's kind of what you need in a representative government, is you need a representation of the people. But what ocean is on the east coast of the United States? I live on the east coast of the United States. So, okay. I got a 95%. I answered 19 out of 20 questions correctly. If you would like to keep practicing, you can take another practice test. Now, what was funny about Boy in a Band's video was that he, took the test and it had questions about, like, I'm not going to say football because I'm in America, but it had questions about, like, soccer players, and it had questions about things that are not relevant at all. This one, I mean, it's pretty relevant, but, like, the Statue of Liberty, you don't need to know where the Statue of Liberty is if you want to live in America. That's kind of dumb. Like, why would you ever need to know that? That's not vital information. I'm guessing the purpose of that is to just have a question. So, like, that one's fairly easy. So it's like, hey, if you're doing kind of shitty, here's a freebie. Go ahead, take it. But then the U.S. government doesn't give free questions. So, what is one thing Benjamin Franklin is famous for? I don't think that that's necessarily relevant, but what do I know? Sorry, I just saw this and had impulses. Inventor of the airplane, youngest member of the Constitutional Convention, U.S. diplomat, or third president of the United States. I'm gonna get this wrong. I know he was never a president. I know he didn't invent the airplane. But, other than that, I don't know if he was a diplomat, and I don't know if he was the youngest member of the Constitutional Convention. I'm gonna go U.S. diplomat. And I was right. Good. Process of elimination. What is the capital of the United States? Okay, Washington, D.C. That's fairly relevant. One important thing Abraham Lincoln did. Okay, so, this question was on the last test. In what month do we vote for president? I think it's November? Yeah. I only know that because of the 2016 election. Yeah. So, we vote for president in November, and my school, I was in Intermediate East at the time, and it had a mock election. So, like, we all went down, like, every single person in the school that, like, was present on that day, we all went down to Mr. Cuneo's room, and we went onto the voting machines. Like, they had actual, like, voting machines in there, which was kind of weird. I don't know how they did, but, like, they had voting machines. And we, like, went in, and there were a bunch of choices. Like, it had Trump and Clinton, because that was that election that was going on at the time. And then it had, like, really dumb third parties. So it had, like, someone's cat, and it had Harambe. I remember I voted for Harambe, because that was a thing at that time. I mean, kind of. Yeah. But I remember, 2016, I voted for Harambe in the election. That was funny. And Donald Trump actually won the election, but it was because we had a bunch of, like, memers in our school who were like, oh, I'm gonna vote for Donald Trump just because, hey, it's Donald Trump and that's funny. Lol, laugh at me. I voted for Donald Trump. Like, it was like that. No one in our school actually really liked Donald Trump. Even the people who were really political and, like, know about politics didn't like Trump, so that was funny. But, yeah. Who does a U.S. Senator represent? So if all of these questions are going to be repeats, then I expect to see all of these questions on this actual test. Okay, here's a question. Why does the flag have 50 stars? So that's obvious to us, right? But I feel like that's not vital information for someone to live, like, that's not vital information for someone to know, but it's still, like, good to know. And it's one of those easier questions, like I was talking about the freebie before. It's one of those easier questions that they should be able to get. Because there is 1 star for each state. Next question. What is an amendment? A change to the Constitution, an introduction, the preamble to the Constitution. Did somebody say preamble? We the people of the United States. Oh my god, that preamble, literally. Mrs. Cummings, I hate to admit it, but she was so right about that. Because a lot of what we learned in U.S. history at that level, a lot of what we learned was, like, review, very basic information, and what we didn't already know is, like, I have no idea. I vaguely know what we talked about, but I don't really know. But she said, one of the things you will take away from me is the preamble to the Constitution. You have to memorize it, and then you have to recite it to me, and it's a quiz grade, right? And yes, I do remember the preamble to the Constitution. That is one of the things that I learned from that class that I will retain with me for the rest of my life. Okay, so what is an amendment? It is a change to the Constitution. The Federalist Papers support the passage of the U.S. Constitution. Name one of these writers. It says George Washington, Thomas Jefferson, John Adams, and James Madison. I know this because we talked about them, but then also I know that Alexander Hamilton wrote a lot of them. I don't listen to Hamilton, right, but I have friends that do, and in one of the songs he does brag about writing the Federalist Papers, which he did. He wrote a really good portion of them, but I also know that Madison wrote them. I do not bring shame to my name. What is one responsibility that is only for United States citizens? Serve on a jury, pay taxes, obey the law, to be respectful of others. Serve on a jury, right? Yeah. So far, I've got a 9-0 correct-incorrect ratio, so I'm doing well. Why did the colonists fight the British? Because they didn't have self-government, because of high taxes, because the British army stayed in their houses, all of these answers. It's all of these answers that led to the Revolutionary War. What does the judicial branch do? It decides if a law goes against the Constitution, reviews laws, resolves disputes, all of these answers. It's all of these answers. Before he was president, Eisenhower was a general. What war was he in? Spanish-American War, Civil War, Vietnam War, World War II. World War II. But, yeah, I wouldn't have gotten that in, 10 years. I would have forgotten that by now. Name one of the 2 longest rivers in the United States. Ohio River, Colorado, Rio Grande, or Mississippi. I don't... obviously the Ohio River, I know where that is, but I don't know specifically where that is. I know nothing about the Ohio River, other than the fact that it's in Ohio. I didn't even know it existed until 2 seconds ago. So, I just picked the Mississippi, and woo, it's right. Name the U.S. war between the North and the South. That's the Civil War. If you think about it, though, if you know what Civil War means, which is, common, it doesn't take a genius to figure out what Civil War means, and then if you think about it, it's the North and the South of the same country going to war. I wonder what that could be called. It's who was the first president? Okay, so I know this, obviously everybody knows this. Is it really relevant? Probably not. You need to know about more, recent leaders and recent laws and that kind of thing. I don't think the first president is something that really matters if you're trying to join the country now. It's still good to know-ish, but where would it help you in your life is what I'm trying to figure out. The idea of self-government is in the first 3 words of the Constitution, and we the people, in order to more perfect union, establish justice, ensure domestic tranquility, provide for the common defense, promote the general welfare, and secure the blessings of liberty to ourselves and our posterity, do ordain and establish this Constitution for the United States of America. When was the Constitution written? Okay, 1776 was the Declaration of Independence. So, that was first. The Declaration of Independence came before the Constitution. 1787. Yeah! Because that was the next year, after. And I was yeah, sounds about right. Because I think it was finally published in 89, right? Because, they had to ratify it with at least 9 states, and that took forever. And then they had to, actually send it to a bunch of places and amend it how the states wanted it to be amended, and then that took all this time, and then it was finally ratified and, like, put into effect in 89. What are the two major political parties in the United States? That is important. This has the Whig Party on here. Why? Why? Okay, so the choices are Democratic and Republican, Democratic, Republican, and Whigs, Reform and Green, those are third parties, and American and Bull Moose. Bull Moose. Bro, okay, I don't know if that's a real party or not, because, like, if you ask literally anybody who knows me, I know jack shit about politics other than, like, basic information that you need to know, right? Okay. So, I'd love if there was a political party just called the American Party. That's dumb. And Bull Moose. I'd love to see their politics. Ugh. Name one problem that led to the Civil War. Westward expansion, sugar, slavery, oil. I wonder. It's not like one side wanted to abolish slavery and one side didn't. No, sugar is clearly the problem. Next question. This is the last question on the test, and this one was on the other test, so I know the answer to this one. What is freedom of religion? No one can practice a religion. You must choose a religion. You can't choose the time you practice your religion, or you can practice any religion or not practice a religion. Review results. I got 100%. I am a qualified United States citizen. Look at me. It says, good job, you answered 20 of 20 questions correctly. If you'd like to keep practicing, you can take another test. No, I don't think I will, because I already passed 2 of them. This one, I got a victory royale on. Yeah, so that's fun. If you want to become a U.S. citizen, you have to know where the Statue of Liberty is, the longest river in the United States, the first president, all that good stuff that isn't relevant to the daily life of a United States citizen. Yeah. You can finally live here. Yeah, I know. I can finally come and move into the United States with all y'all. Yeah. I am qualified to live in the country that I live in. I don't know. I know plenty of people, though, who wouldn't pass this test, who still live here in this country, so, like, that's funny. But overall, the United States has taught me well. Take that, Dave. Dave from Boy in a Band, who couldn't pass his own citizenship test. He literally got a 66% and then a 54. And it's like, you failed. Then again, though, his test was dumb, and it had questions about soccer. I don't know. Whatever. I passed the test. I am a good law-abiding citizen. Oh, yeah, and the questions are literally like, what is one responsibility of a U.S. citizen? And it had choices, and it's like, one responsibility of a U.S. citizen, it's like, you must disobey traffic laws. And I'm like, disobey traffic laws? Okay. I was like, if you insist. Yeah, so that's done. I am a qualifying U.S. citizen. I can finally live here and live my life, you know. Peace out, motherfuckers. I'm gonna go and fucking be an American.